As the messenger boy disappeared from sight out of the stadium, the official examination host beckoned Nathan onto the raised platform and held up his hand for all to see.
All right. Ignore those lily-livered ravens for a moment. There's something more important that deserves our full attention. Let us celebrate our victors. I hereby declare that High House Hayfield is the winner of the final challenge.
Hilda Moonweaver clapped profusely from her seat. To both sides of her sat 2 massive sacks full of silver coins, her large winnings from her unlikely bets.
Woo-hoo-hoo! Go House Hayfield! You better watch out. That's my lord.
Other members of the crowd shook their heads and tore up their betting stubs.
Hey, old lady, how'd you know to bet on them? Everybody thought House Hayfield was a goner for sure. Oh, please. You just had the wrong information, pal. I've got the inside scoop on everything House Hayfield related.
Oh, really?
Like what else do you know? Well, there's this one time when little Nathan was 6 and he set fire to his father's storehouse.
As Hilda regaled her fellow gamblers with her Hayfield family gossip, several stadium sections below her, the Noble families were growing restless. Just a few hours ago, nobody had anticipated this outcome, but now dozens of nobles were asking their children from the Academy of the Mystic Blades if they'd been close with Nathan, or if they'd witnessed Nathan's duel with Jason. For the first time since that battle, every single child seemed to suddenly recall specific details from the fight. As the children talked, the noble parents either rejoiced or stewed, uncomfortably depending on their relationship to House Hayfield. Those who'd had personal grudges against the family were now cursing their children for bullying Nathan and scheming up new ways to repair the relationship with them. In the midst of this chaos, Podrick smiled and patted the head of his son Baylor.
Would you look at that, Baylor? Young Master Hayfield really did it. I told you, Father. I never doubted him for a second.
The front gates of the stadium seating opened up, and all of the people in the noble section rushed out onto the stadium grounds to congratulate Nathan and his family. Nathan's eyes widened at the rush of cheerful people. He took a step back as Lord Ulrich and Amelia smiled. Amelia teased Nathan as he blushed.
What's the matter, brother? A crowd of fans more intimidating than a host of warriors? I'd rather take on the warriors any day. This is a bit overwhelming.
Before Amelia could respond, the family was completely surrounded by noble lords and their families. First in line, of course, to thank them were High House Lightstone and High House Hale. Both High Lords saluted Lord Ulrich, who also couldn't help but blush.
My lords, that really isn't necessary.
Lucius Lightstone beamed.
Nonsense, High Lord Hayfield. From this day forward, you're my equal. Congratulations on your outstanding victory. From here on out, the people of Godric's Land will be relying heavily on you.
Lord Ulrich chuckled.
Well, very well then. Very well. We shall do our best to protect the realm and all who rely on us for protection.
The High Lord Hale nodded his head towards Nathan.
We'll all certainly be relying on Nathan's swordsmanship. I mean, what an arm that boy has. Tell me, Lord Ulrich, has Nathan heard a marriage proposal yet? Perhaps he might take an interest in my daughter, Sarah?
Nathan's cheeks went crimson as he hid behind his father and avoided Amelia's attempts to pull him out to face the crowd. In front of them, Lord Ulrich scratched his head. I had not thought of such matters for Nathan yet, Lord Hale. Perhaps we might discuss that at a later date. But before he could finish his sentence, more lords tossed marriage proposals out and suggested Lord Ulrich hire a noble matchmaker for his son to help him decide. With each marriage proposal mentioned, Nathan felt more and more overwhelmed. Finally, Nathan found a gap in the line of fawning nobles and took off through it. Amelia frowned at her brother as he tried to leave. "Nathan, what's wrong? Where are you going? Don't you want to celebrate with us?" "I will, just later. I think I need to get some air." Nathan swiftly made his way across the stadium grounds and exited the arena, all while being cheered on and complimented by his new adorning fans. Nathan had no interest in such things. After all, in his mind, he had failed at his main objective. Rats! Now that they've yielded, the High Lord Raven might still proceed to cause some mischief. I'd better go confront him now and make sure he meant it when his messenger said that he surrendered. As Nathan made his way down the empty cobblestone streets of Godricshall, the sounds of the arena began to fade, replaced instead with a single pair of footsteps that trailed behind him. Could that be another assassin? I'm more than tired of their sneaky tricks. Nathan turned a corner and waited for whoever was following him to grow close. A hand went down to his blade as he saw a man's shadow appear before him. As the shadow appeared to grow closer and closer, Nathan finally turned to face his stalker. "Shing! Please, wait, Nathan!" Nathan held the edge of his broadsword half an inch away from Baylor's neck. Nathan sighed and immediately sheathed his blade. "Baylor, what are you doing here?" "Oh, I saw you leave, and I wanted to come see you, to congratulate you in person. I mean, you did something that even I had trouble believing you could do." Nathan patted Baylor on the shoulder and relaxed. "Thank you, my friend. I'm glad that you were here to see it. But now I must go." "To the High Lord Raven's compound, right? To make sure things are good and square between you?" "How'd you know?" "Why else would you be going away from your hotel, right? Here, let me come with you at least. I promise I won't be a burden like last time. I've been training hard, just like you said I should." Sure, Baylor. Why not come along?" Baylor smiled as, together, the two boys leapt up onto the rooftops of the city and made their way across town toward the high gray walls of the House Raven compound. Nathan grimaced as he stared at the cold-looking walls of his enemy's compound. There were no guards in sight, a highly unusual sight. I'm not sure what's going on here, but something's not right." Baylor clutched tightly to the hilt of his sheathed sword as he followed Nathan through the front gate. Nathan pushed it open. Instead of facing off against the grim faces of 100 enemy warriors, the two boys found the central House Raven courtyard empty, like a ghost town. There were no signs of life whatsoever as they slowly approached the center of the courtyard and looked around. Baylor frowned and unconsciously hid behind Nathan's shoulder. "Nathan, what happened here?" Nathan's eyes glanced over the broken courtyard furniture. His ears could not pick up anything inside the compound. There's nobody inside. They've all left, it seems. And from the looks of things, they left in a hurry." Before Baylor could respond, Nathan frowned as he crouched and dropped a hand to his sword hilt. "Shh! Quiet. I think I hear something approaching." Somewhere outside of the compound, a horse was approaching. Given the laws of the city of Godricshall, this was highly unusual, as only high-ranking nobles could ride inside the city during the day. Whoever was approaching on horseback clearly had important business inside the compound. Nathan's mind raced as Baylor tensed up. The two boys bristled at the sound of the horse as it got louder and louder. A silhouetted rider burst through the front gate and trotted into the central courtyard.
Please subscribe to the Pocket FM YouTube channel and press the bell icon for instant notification. Check out our channel for more such exciting shows.